Hello guys, welcome to Academicus. So we have completed our series on G+6 RCC building up to analysis report. So in our previous video, in my previous lecture, I have explained how to use those analysis result for manual designing, how to make a load combination for unfactored load, the unfactored load we are using for foundation design. So those things we have covered in my last video. So this is our seventh video lecture on G+6 RCC building. This lecture will be about designing of the structure using Staad Pro software. So I'll be just showing the designing procedure, how to design the member in Staad Pro, and we will be just going through the output results. So with those results you can make your detailing. So this video will be on your analysis and design. So I'll just check load combinations are correct or not. So these load combinations are from our previous load combinations. These after 54, 101, these are unfactored load combinations, which I have shown you that these unfactored load combinations will be used for foundation design. So we will be designing a superstructure based on our factored load combinations. So up till load combination 54, we are using this factored load combination. So just after checking these load combinations, just click on analyze. So once this analysis is done, so we have this analysis done with zero error. We'll go to the post processing. Just click on done. Once you click on post processing, again this you are familiar with this dialog box. You just take all these load cases on the left hand side and just select those load combinations which you want your structure for designing. So if you know that this load case number 12, that is this load generated Indian code. So if this is the most critical, the severe load combination, so you can just select this load combinations. So I'm just selecting all the load combinations. So up till load combination 54, that is 54 load combination, we have our factored load combinations, and these are unfactored. These are for foundation design. So now we are not designing foundation, we are designing superstructure. So we'll be taking factored load combination. So just click on this. Okay. So once you click on this, okay, this analysis is done. Now you have to go to concrete design. So once you click on concrete design, you will be taken to a separate window where this structure will occur. First and the foremost step in concrete design is you have to define the envelopes for your structure. So you can define a separate envelope for your beam and separate envelope for a column. So just click on envelope. Once you click on envelope, this will occur. Just click on here, new envelope. You have to select first the members. So first I'll just mark the column as envelope number 1. So I have to select all the columns. You can see all the columns are selected. Just click on new envelope. Just click on new envelope. Once you click on new envelope E1, you just name it as column. Click on OK. You will be asked the load combinations for which you are designing. So we are designing up till load combination 54. Just click on OK. It will just show a warning that these load cases are dynamic loading. So are you sure to include it? It is just making you aware that you are analyzing you are analyzing your structure for dynamic loading. So we are obviously going for dynamic loading. Wind load and seismic loads are dynamic loads. So just click on yes. You have to keep on doing for all the load. So we have assigned the column envelope. Similar way we will assign the beam envelope by selecting all these beams. So you can just So you can just have a look, all the beams are selected. So we have to create a new envelope for beam. Just right. So again, same thing, it will ask your the load cases. So why we need this envelope? You just need to understand why we need envelope. Envelope are basically that for these load cases, these load combinations, your beam and column will be designed. So like if you have certain load combinations, which certain load case which is not acting on your beam, like let's take an example of a crane. So if a crane, the crane is basically mounted on a corbel beam, that corbel beam is directly attached to a column. So that crane load is only acting upon those corbel beam and your column. So we can have a loading comment. I'm just taking an example. It is not necessary that your crane load will come on column only, but mostly it comes on your column. So it's just an example to just make you understand what is load envelope. So load envelope is like we can have a different set of load combinations to design your column, and we can have a different set of load combinations for designing of beam. But in our case we have similar load case or load combinations for designing of both beam and column. So that's the use of envelope. So just click on yes. We are analyzing and designing for dynamic load cases. So your beam envelope is created. Now once your envelope is created, you have to just you have to just members, you have to select all your, you have to just rename you have to name your members. So select all the members, click on this member, auto form members. So your members are formed. So your members are numbered. So you can check the number of your members. Once your numbering is done, we have to go into the design brief. So design brief is nothing but it will help you to select the code, for which code you are designing your material property, your concrete and your steel property, reinforcement property. So first of all, I'll just select the column. We will be defining a column brief, then beam brief. Once briefing is done, we have to group the number, column one group, beam another group, or you can have a different set of group, like you can have a plinth beam group, typical beam group, roof beam group. So you can group your members as per your requirement. So I'll just for this tutorial, to make it simple and short, I'm just making two groups, two briefs. So I'll be making column and beam briefs and group. So just you can have a different group. Brief, you will be having column, beam and slab. Slab we are not designing in this, we are designing only beam and column. Group, you can have number of groups. There is no restriction that you have you have to have. You can have only two groups, like two briefs. So you can have 3 groups, 4 groups, 5 groups. So let's just select column first. We will just select all the columns. So once you click on this new brief, this will open. So brief one, first your first brief is column brief. Just type column brief. Now you have to select the design code. So we are designing for IS456. You select IS456. We are designing a column. Otherwise there is an option you can have. If you select BS81 BS code, we have BS8110. There is an option slab brief is also there, column and beam. IS456, we have column and beam brief. So just column brief, click on OK. It will just ask you the properties of concrete and steel. So we are using for column M30 grade, Fe415. Links also we are using Fe415s. Column factor we will keep it as 1. Member load cases, again it will ask these are the available load cases, you can select. So we will just up to 54. Just click on OK. It will same It will pop up that this loading combination contains dynamic loading. You have to just do yes. So column brief is done. Now we will be just selecting all the beams, then beam brief. So we have selected all the beams. Just click on new beam brief. So IS456 beam, just write beam brief. So click on OK. Same thing, it will ask this concrete properties. So for beam we are using M25, reinforcement spacing, minimum this main reinforcement size, maximum minimum size, shear reinforcement. Just I'm keeping it default. I'll just change FE 415 for your links and bar. So just click on OK. So your briefs are defined, and now we have to group your members. So I'll be just forming two groups, beams and columns. So you have to do the same procedure. You have to select all columns. All columns you have to select. So all columns are selected. Just click on new design group. It's column brief. You have to just write here columns, and make sure this design brief is column brief for your column design and beam brief for your beam design. Click on OK. So your column group has been assigned. So if you want to check, these columns are blue color. Now similar way you have to just select all the beams, and you have to make a new design group for beam. So we have selected all beams. Just click on new design group, this beams. Just write beams and please select beam brief. Just click on OK. So all the briefings, grouping and envelope is done. Now just click on concrete member. So this is a big geometry, so you have to just concrete members, just select which group you have to design. So if you are designing beam, just select beam. If you are designing column, just select column. So I'll be just designing the column first. If your group number of groups are more, you can just have a look number of groups. So I'll just click on columns, just click on select columns, click design now. So once you click design now, it has given the design of columns. So you can just, for a brief idea like which columns, which all columns are failing or all the columns have passed. So just have an idea, just click all the columns. OK. So no single column is failing. So now we have to just check the analysis report, the design output. For that you have to set report setup. You have to check what all things you need in the design schedule bar. So let's select all those available. But this job information, design group summary, member design data, reinforcement we definitely need, member design data, design detail we need, group brief detail, list of briefs we don't require much. So just click on OK, or you can click on print directly. So once you click, it will ask PDF. So let's have a PDF. So your PDF will be printed on desktop, whichever location you want. You can just save. I have already G+6 PDF already exists, so I just want to replace it. So just click on yes. So by the time your report is getting ready. So now let's get back to the report. It is printing. This report is very have so many pages, like 500 pages. Sometimes it may exceed 500 pages. It totally depends on the number of selections, the number of data you require in your design report. You can have a specific, like only design detailing, shear reinforcement, and all those reports you can have. I have just randomly selected all those design output. So let's see how many pages are there. So it's total around 630 pages. So you can definitely reduce the number of pages. So this is the report of your column design. So these are number of nodes, number of elements, highest node, highest element. So you can just scroll down the design group summary. This is this summary. If any members are failing, this it will just show fail, like major or minor axis. So none of our columns are failing, so we can just check, go and keep a check. This is the column main reinforcement schedule. So this is the schedule of reinforcement. So Staad Pro gives you the schedule. I have selected the schedule of reinforcement. So this column member 183 C11 axial load, the total axial load 1958 3.17 kilonewton meter. Major axis your moment, minor axis design axis biaxial, minimum your required AST 2262, total number of bars 20, numbers 12 mm. It is a 20 mm dia bar, 12 numbers. The area of steel is 2262. So just calculate how many bars you require. So Staad Pro just give you the number of bars also. So this is the design of your a column design. You can have a detailed column design check where all the calculations, like how we do for manual calculation. Like let's talk about member 198. So detailed IS 456 main reinforcement calculation. So these are the parameters: unsupported length, your slenderness ratio, if your column is cylinder or not cylinder. So if it is cylinder, it will design as per your cylinder column criteria as per IS 456. These are the critical load case number 11. So case number 11 is the critical load case. So column design. So these are the moments and axial loads. These are eccentric moments. So these are the calculations your members are saved. So these are the detailed design of your column. So Staad Pro output gives you the detailed design of your column and your beam and column schedule. So all the members are design has been given in the output. So these manual calculations you can check by your own self. You can have the analysis results and you can just verify these results. So this was the design of columns. So our columns are passing. So we can now get back to the design. Just go into beam and design it now. Design now. So we have completed the design of a column with using Staad Pro. The design of beam will be taking care in the next video, where we will be designing the beam with using Staad Pro, and also we will be explaining the detailing of beam, column and slab. So if you have any doubt regarding the design step, like the design step of beam will be same. There won't be any changes. Like we will be following the same procedure which we have done for the column. If you have time, then you can practice by your own self and you can try the design of beam following the same procedure. Just you need to take care of the parameters and the criteria of beam. You have to select beam brief, then other than your column brief you have to design beam other than your column design. So these things while designing the beam you should take care. And so in the next video we will be just explaining the design of beam, a small part of the design of beam, and we will be explaining the detailing of beam. So all those things we will be discussing in the next video. After that video we will be going to the foundation design and staircase design. We have already uploaded a video of a simple dog-legged staircase. We have also uploaded a video on one-way and two-way slab. So slab, beam, column, staircase. We have also uploaded a video on water tank, underground water tank using BS code. I'll be uploading a underground water tank using IS code. So the most of the components of a building we have already covered. So all those things we will just have a brief discussion about those things. What are the requirements in a RCC, high res RCC building? So hope you are very clear up till this video. If you have any query, you can ask, so that we will try to include that query in our next video. So thank you, take care, have a nice day, and please subscribe to our channel and keep sharing our video.